Hey everyone, welcome back to Educational Content for Youth. I'm Eric Marquette, and today we're talking about something I get asked a lot. How do you actually get on the air with amateur radio? Like, what's the first step? Well, it all starts with getting your license. And if you've listened to our earlier episodes, you know I'm a big fan of making things as simple as possible. So let's break this down. In the U.S., there are three main license classes for amateur radio: Technician, General, and Amateur Extra. Technician is where most people start. It's the entry-level license. You get access to a bunch of VHF and UHF frequencies, and honestly, it's enough to have a lot of fun, especially if you're just getting started. Then there's the general class, which opens up more frequencies, especially on the HF bands, so you can talk to people farther away. And if you really want to go all in, there's Amateur Extra. That's the top tier, and it gives you access to every frequency available to US hams. It's a bit more challenging, but hey, if you like a good challenge, it's worth it. Now, once you pass your exam, you get a call sign. That's your unique ID on the air. For technician class, a typical call sign might look like KF1XX. The letters and numbers actually mean something, but I always forget the exact breakdown. I think the number's tied to your region, and the letters are kind of random unless you go for a vanity call sign. And yeah, anyone with a license can apply for a vanity call sign if you want something that's, I don't know, more personal or just sounds cool. I remember picking my first call sign. I didn't go for a vanity one right away. I just took what the FCC gave me. But honestly, it felt like getting my first gamer tag or email address. It was mine, you know? Later on, I did end up applying for a vanity call sign because I wanted something that was easier to say on the air. I mean, you don't want to be tripping over your own call sign every time you check into a net. So yeah, it's a small thing, but it really does matter. All right, so you've got your license and your shiny new call sign. What now? Well, there are some rules you got to follow. The FCC has a bunch of regulations, but don't let that scare you off. Most of it is common sense. For example, if you're thinking about talking to someone in another country, you can do that, but only if it's for the purposes of amateur radio. Like, you can't use it for business or anything commercial. It's got to be personal or related to the hobby. And here's something that always surprises people. You can actually transmit from a boat or a ship, as long as it's registered in the US and you're in international waters. I mean, how cool is that? Imagine calling CQ from the middle of the ocean. I haven't done it myself yet, but it's totally allowed. Now, this next part is super important, and I've seen it trip up a lot of new operators. The FCC needs to be able to reach you by email. If you change your email address and forget to update it with the FCC, you could actually lose your license. No joke. I heard about a young operator, let's call him Jake, who moved, changed his email, and didn't update it. The FCC tried to contact him, couldn't get through, and, well, his license got suspended. It's a bummer, but it's an easy thing to avoid. Just keep your info up to date. So, let's say you've been on the air for a while, and your license is coming up for renewal. How long does a license last? It's 10 years. That's a pretty good run, right? But what if you forget to renew? Well, you actually get a 2-year grace period. But, and this is important, you can't transmit during that grace period. You have to wait until your license is officially renewed before you get back on the air. Renewing is pretty straightforward. I made myself a little checklist the last time I did it, just to keep things simple. First, check when your license expires. Second, log into the FCC's license database. If you don't remember your password, well, join the club, but you can reset it. Third, make sure your email address is current. And finally, submit the renewal application. That's it. No new test, no drama, just a few clicks, and you're good for another 10 years. All right, that's the basics of getting on the air with amateur radio. Licenses, rules, and keeping your license active. If you're just starting out, don't stress about memorizing every detail. You'll pick it up as you go, and honestly, the community is super helpful if you ever get stuck. We'll dig into more hands-on stuff in future episodes, so stick around. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you next time.